But the most important of all bounties, and some of us, we take that bounty for granted. Ni'matul Islam. Wallahi ya ikhwa. Islam, the religion that you believe, the bounty of Islam. Not only this, because Islam is there, being guided to it. Yani, Islam is there, you're a Muslim, alhamdulillah. But others are not guided to it. They are still shaitan standing in the way and of their submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you got to see this and see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed the companions. He said the following to them. لَقَدْ مَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did man. What is man? That you do something without return upon the believers. إِذْ بَعَثَ فِيهِمْ رَسُولًا مِّنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. How did Allah do this? He sent from amongst them, from their own selves, a messenger. To do what? يَتْلُو عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِهِ وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ. To recite upon them the ayat of Allah, the signs of Allah, whether it is a sign pertaining to the creation or a sign pertaining to the Quran and Sunnah. وَيُزَكِّيهِمْ. And to purify them. Look, وَإِن كَانُوا مِن قَبْلُ لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. And before this messenger, before Islam, they were in plain misguidance. هذا الضلال المبين. This plain misguidance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His messenger referred to it using a terminology called Jahiliyyah. They were in Jahiliyyah. Brothers, sometimes we come across these things online. Swingers. You know what a swinger is? That you take your wife and how do you feel about that? Someone with a running vein in his blood? Man. Imagine, the Arabs used to do this. This is one of the types of marriages they used to have. You know what it is? I would take my wife to some strong guy, muscular, to sleep with him for her to get pregnant from him. The Arabs used to have this. Istibda'. It's called nikahul istibda'. This is how far these guys, they had a war for 40 years because of a camel. Some guy killed another camel. They couldn't make peace for 40 years, killing one another. Ignorance. Jahiliyyah. So when Islam came, Allah has taken this ummah from these types of behaviors, these types of beliefs, of laws, into a divine guidance. Alhamdulillah alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal-arda wa ja'ala adh-dhulumati wan-nur. He took them from darknesses into one light, the light of Islam.